Good day, everyone. Again, this is a sort of a review, a recall on the topic of the value of sales for a given enterprise. Now, we have discussed this already last time, and again, let me just refresh back, recall back what we have discussed on the value of sales. This is actually the annual projected sales for the fiscal year 2023 of any given enterprise. Now, this is just a sample that I will be discussing to you for your information, for your awareness, so you will be able to understand how to get the value of sales, and of course in relation to the rate of increase and decrease the sales as well, and the considerable indicators that you have to indicate for the month in relation to its value. Okay, for every month in relation to its value. Now we have here a sample table for the annual projected sales of the ABC enterprise for the fiscal year 2023. Now, what are the following considerations that you have to look into for you to be able to complete the data of the said annual projected sales? First and foremost, we are to identify the first column, which is the column for the months. Now we have here January to December to complete the entire year 2023, and then for the next column we have the sales, and then the next column we have the rate of increase and decrease, and the last column as we have the indicator. Okay, now as you can see that the first column are the different months of the year starting January ending December of 2023 with the projected servings for the entire month. Now for January we have 330 servings, a total of 330 servings. For February we have a total of 300 servings, projected servings, for this month. And then for March we have a total projection of 360 servings. For April, 345 servings. For May, we have a total of 300 servings. For the months of June and July, since the class has ended May, so we do not have operations for June and July. Then we resume back the operation for the month of August with 270 as the total servings. Then September we have 330 total servings for that operation. And then for October we have 360 total servings. For the month of November we have 315 total servings. Then for the month of December we have 285 total servings. Now the next step, guys, is for you to identify the sales for every month. Now, how do we identify the sales for every month? This is something that we have to look into the selling price of the product that you are operating for the given enterprise. Now, assuming that the selling price for this enterprise, which is the red mallow oat, amounting to 15 peso per unit. So this is the selling price of the product for this enterprise, which is 15 peso. Now all we need to do is to just multiply this selling price to the total servings for us to be able to identify the sales for every month. I hope you were able to get it. Just multiply the selling price by the number of projected servings in a month to get the monthly sales. Okay, now we are going to do it one by one. For January, since we have 330 total servings, this is multiplied by 15, we get the monthly sales of 330 multiplied by 15 peso as the selling price per unit of the product operated in the given enterprise, we get a monthly sales of 4,950. So we are going to reflect it there. 4,950 pesos. So we have now identified the sales for the month of January with a total servings of 330 with the considerable selling price of 15 peso per unit. Now let us continue identifying the monthly sales from February to December. Okay? So again, we just have to multiply the selling price by the total number of servings operated for the entire month. So 15 times 300 for the month of February. How do we cancel this? So 300 total servings for the month of February times 15, you get monthly sales of 4,500. So let us again reflect it here. 4,500. Then we move on to the next month, which is March, with the considerable or projected total servings for the entire month. We have 360 servings. So again, just multiply it. 360 servings times 15. You get the monthly sales of 5,400. Then moving on, April, doing the same formula, just multiply 345 as the total servings for that month. 345 times the selling price of 15 peso, you get the monthly sales of 5,175 pesos. 5,175 pesos. Now let us have the May. Okay. For the month of May, with the projected total number of servings 300, so we have 4,500. Just the same with the month of February. Then continue. Now guys, last time I told you that for the month of June and the month of July, since we do not have operations and we have zero number of servings for the month of June and July, so we'll just indicate here a dash. Okay, indicate lang natin to ng dash dito. That means to say no operation. Last time I told you to just carry over the sales, no, of the previous month, which is May, but this time we'll just have the dash here. That means to say there is no operation for this given month. Okay, so no operations for the month of June and the month of July. Okay, so let us proceed. Sa month ng August, we have total number of servings, which is 270 multiplied by 15. So we have here 270 times 15. It will give you monthly sales of 4,050. 4,050. Okay, 330. You have the same with January, yung September. 4,950 pesos. 950 pesos. Then, for the month of October, you have the same that of March. So, we'll just reflect it there, 5,400. And then, for the month of November, 315. So, this is the calculator. 315 times 15 as the selling price to get the monthly sales, and this is equivalent to 4,725. And the last month, which is December, with the total servings for the entire month is 285 multiplied by 15. 285 multiplied by 15 as the selling price, you get the monthly sales of 4,275. 4,275. So guys, I hope you were able to get here the idea on how you are going to identify the sales every month. You just have to look into the total number of servings operated for that month and to be multiplied by the selling price, and you will be able to identify already the monthly sales. So we have now completed the sales for the entire year, with the considerable month January to December. So the next thing we need to do is for us to identify the rate of increase and decrease. For us to do that, for us to evaluate, for us to measure the rate of increase and decrease, we just have to consider to find the rate of increase and decrease as the equivalent percentage value of sales. Use the formula. Okay, percentage value of sales, or the PVS, again, percentage value of sales or the PVS, or it can be the rate of increase decrease is equals to the current sales minus the previous sales or the past sales over the previous sales or the past sales. Okay guys, this is the only formula that you need to familiarize for you to be able to identify the rate of increase and decrease and be able to fill out the necessary figures here in this column. Okay, so let us start with January. Now we have to understand, guys, by following the formula, which is the PVS or the RID equals CS minus PS over PS. So we need to identify the current sales and the previous sales. Now for the month of January, since we need to evaluate or we need to identify the rate of increase decrease for the month of January, the current sales would be 4,950. Now, what are we going to substitute for the previous sales or the past sales? So, of course, we need to consider that the past sales would be the month of December of last year, which is 2022. So, we have here the month of December as the basis for us to be able to complete the rate of increase and decrease for the fiscal year 2023. Now, assuming that we have operated a total of 225 number of servings for the month of December of 2022, and that is multiplied by 15 as the selling price. So, 225 times 15, you get the monthly sales for the month of December of 2022 amounting to 3,375. So we'll just put it here. 3,000. How much is that? 375. 375 pesos. Okay, there you go. Now, we can already identify the value of sales or the rate of increase and decrease for the value of sales by the month of January. Okay, so let us use the calculator to find out the rate of increase and decrease for the month of January. So 4,950, okay, as the current sales, then this is to be subtracted by 3,375, and that will give us the amount of 1,575, and yet to be divided by the past sales or the previous sale, which is 3,375. So let us check the rate of increase and decrease for the month of January, and we get 0.4666667. Now we have to consider that we only need to get the first two decimals, so which is 46, but of course in considering rounding of numbers, we have to look at the number next to it, of which it is 6. So that means to say we need to carry over 1 to 6, and that will make 7, and we have 0.47 as our answer. Now this is yet to be multiplied by 100. So magmumultiply pa tayo ng 100 dito. Okay, so 0.47 times 100. Why do we need to multiply it by 100? It's because we want to get the rate of increase and decrease, and in rate, the percentage is equivalent to 100, so we multiply it by 100 and we get 47%. Okay, so we have here now the first data for the rate of increase and decrease for the month of January as 47%. Now since it is positive, so the indicator would be going up. Okay, there you go. We have filled out the first data for the rate of increase and decrease for the month of January. Now let us go to the month of February, just following the same formula, which is PVS, or the percentage value of sales, or the rate of increase and decrease, is equals to the current sales minus the previous sales over the previous sales or the past sales. Again, substitute it sa formula using the calculator. The previous or the current sale is 4,500, since we are trying to identify the rate of increase and decrease for the value of sales for the month of February. So the current sales is 4,500 minus the previous sales, which is January, or the past sales, which is January, amounting to 4,950, and that will give you negative 450, and yet to be divided by the previous sale, which is 4,950, and that will give you negative 0.09. Since the next number is 0, so it will remain correct to two decimal, which is 0.09. Okay, so 0.09 times 100, because we need to identify the rate of increase and decrease, and in percentage, so multiplied by 900, we get 9. So the rate of increase and decrease for the value of sales for the month of February is 9%. And since it is negative, so we use the indicator arrow down. Okay, I hope you were able to get it. To continue, let us identify the rate of increase and decrease for the month of March. Again, substituting the same formula, the current sale is 5,400 minus the previous sale, which is February, as the previous sales, which is 4,500, equals, this is yet to be divided by the previous sale, which is 4,500 again, and you will get 0.2, which is positive, and to be multiplied by 100 again, since this is trying to identify the rate of increase and decrease in percentage, so we need to multiply by 100, and we get 20%. So we need to reflect it here 20%, and this is since positive, so we are going to use the arrow up as the indicator for this month. Okay, continuing doing the same procedure by familiarizing the formula. So substituting it for the month of April, we have the current sale as 5,175 minus the past sale, which is 5,400. It will give you an amount of negative 225, yet to be divided by 5,400. And it is equivalent to negative 0.04, and the next number is 1. So the decimal, no, 2 decimal will remain as 0.04. So 0.04 multiplied by 100, we get 4%. So we need to reflect it here, 4%. And since it is negative, so we are going to use the arrow down as the indicator. Okay, so we do it for May, the same procedure to follow. 300, 4,500 minus 5,175 equals divided by 5,175. That will give you 0.30 negative, and next is 0, so it will remain 13. So the answer is negative 13%, and we are going to use the arrow down since it is negative. Excuse me. Okay, now for June and July, we'll just again use the dash since there is no operation there. Now, to continue, let us identify the rate of increase and decrease for the month of August. Substituting the same formula, 40, 50 times, or rather, sorry, 40, 50 minus the previous sale. Now this time, guys, since we have no operation for the month of June and July, we'll just carry over, or we'll just consider the previous sales or the past sales, which is the May, month of May, since the month of May was our last month of operation. So that is equivalent to 4,500. Okay, then you get the negative 450 to be divided by 4,500 again. You have the answer, negative 0.1 multiplied by 100, and you get 1%. Okay, since it is negative, so you just drag down the arrow down, and again, ilalagay natin dito ng dash again, no? Kasi wala siyang operation. And then continuing, no, for the month of September, following the same formula, 4,950 minus the previous sale of 4,050 equals divided by 4,050. It will give you 0.22 multiplied by 100. That will give you 22%. Okay, since positive, we are going to use the arrow up. Okay, next for the month of October, the same formula, 5,400 minus the previous sale, 4,000. Sorry, it's rather 5,400 minus 4,950 equals divided by 4,000 950 as the past sales. That will give you 0.09, and then to be multiplied by 100, you get 9%. Okay, positive, we are going to use the arrow up. And then last 2 months, we have again to be substituted using the same formula. 4,725 minus 5,400 equals divided by 5,400. That will give you 0.125 or 0.13. Okay, negative, and that will to be multiplied by 100. That will give you 13%. And since this is negative, we are going to use the arrow down. And the last month will follow, which is December, following the same formula. 4,275 minus 4,725 equals divided by 4,000. Again, 4,275 minus 4,725 equals divided by 4,725. Give you negative 0.09. Next number is 5, so it becomes 10. So 0.10. So we multiply by 100, we get, okay, so again, 0.10 times 100, you'll get 10%. Okay, so 10%, since it is negative, we are going to use the arrow down. Okay, so we have completed already the table for the annual projection of sales for the ABC Enterprise for the fiscal year of 2023. So what you will do next, guys, is to just add all the sales here, and you will get the annual sales. Okay, so I will not anymore do it since it will take a little time for me to compute everything, but this is just to inform you guys how to get the total sales. So total sales, you just have to add the sales from January up to December, and you reflect it here. So that is how you are going to fill out the table for the annual projected sales for any given enterprise, okay, for the fiscal year 2023. So I hope you were able to get everything, and I hope you were able to understand, or you have understood my explanation on how to get the sales, the monthly sales, and how to get the rate of increase and decrease, and also identifying the indicator every month. So that's all, and good day again.